You are tuned in to Capital Jazz TV. I'm your host, Jodine Dorsey, and we are on the 12th annual Capital Jazz SuperCruise. And for the first time ever, we have the Baylor Project on board. How are you guys doing?
We are good.
Good.
Yes.
How is this the first time that you've been on the Capital Jazz SuperCruise, right? Never been before.
Yes.
How's the feeling? How were you received? How was your performance? What do you feel like
First
the experience
of all,
was?
we are so excited to be here, mostly because of everybody else that's here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is our first time, and we are loving it. We
Oh,
get to see
nice.
so many amazing performances. We get to perform for ourselves. We get to expose ourselves to audiences that may have not seen the Baylor Project as of yet. So we're having a lot of fun.
Yes. How about yourself, Marcus? How you feeling?
Well, I'm having a great time. Like Jean said, a lot of our friends, our buddies, who we go way back. And, you know, being a musician, a drummer, I'm getting a chance to, get a chance to jam and hang out and then also the crowd, we performed last night and it was just unbelievable.
It was a packed
Yes.
house.
Yes.
I was so happy to see just people stayed. Like no one really left. I was in the venue. No one really left when you guys were performing.
Oh my
They were
gosh.
captivated.
It was such a blessing because it's such a large ship. There's so many artists performing at the
So
same
many things
time.
to do.
Sheila E. was downstairs in the theater. We're like, oh Lord, ain't nobody gonna come see us. I want to go
No one
see
coming
Sheila
to see
E.
you.
Right,
no one coming
right.
to see you if Sheila E. performing.
I'm like, can we go? Since ain't nobody gonna be here. So we had a room full of people for 2 sets. So we were so excited to have the people in the house that just wanted to, just come and share their time with us.
Absolutely. What is the Baylor Project? For those that are not here on the Capital Jazz Super Cruise, what is the Baylor Project? I mean, I know you're Marcus Baylor, I know you're Gene Baylor, but what's the Baylor Project?
Well, we have our full band with us, but it's a husband and wife duo. I play drums. Gene is a singer. But I just got to say this starting off. There's a whole dynamic being married to your spouse out on the road. So when we started this in 2013, she was like, I said, babe, we should do something, that feature me on drums and you on vocals. I mean, we have a history in the business. I used to be in the Yellow Jackets, and Gene used to be a part of the R&B group Jeanne.
Yeah.
And so we was like, hey, let's bring this thing together and do a jazz project. And so she thought it was a dumb idea, Jodine. Can you believe it? And I just got to say, one more note. We go way back with Jodine, knowing about Gene's solo records after Jeanne. So to see this whole thing come full circle with the Baylor Project is just nuts. I mean, and then fast forward after that, leading into 2 Grammy nominations last year, for Best Jazz Vocal Album and Best Traditional R&B Performance, which the song Laugh and Move On Gene thought was a dumb idea. So that's 2, and I'm done talking.
Wow.
And y'all got it.
How is he throwing you under the bus?
Rolling,
can I find the bus?
And then
Can
doing it again. A couple tires fell off. But I'm good, though. I'm
Because
good.
this Royal Caribbean is big enough for a bus. So clearly he's rolling you through it.
He's throwing me off the. Let's go. Because he ain't lying. I was just like, what? That's like stupid. That don't even make no sense. And he's like, I got it. Because it just didn't make sense to me. I was like, so we gonna be like, what? Tucking Patty at the drums or vocals? And I love them. I'm like, how's that gonna make sense with drums? But so it just didn't make sense. And it really didn't make sense until we were actually like in the middle of gigging. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
They got it.
Like they got it. And so I started to get it. It's really what the Baylor Project really boils down to is telling us it's us individually, but as a unit. So our first album, The Journey, is just that. It's telling the story of his musical journey and influences, my musical journey and influences as individuals, but also as a unit together. So you're getting the full gamut of really who we are, musical expression of who we are in our lives. So it's truth to who we are, and marriage.
Like, it's marriage. To me, it's more like the African American experience. Both of us are preachers' kids. So you got
all 3 of us are preachers' kids. Come on now.
Come on, Jodine.
Come on.
I should have known that.
Plug my daddy, but
I should have known that. I should have known that. So you have that element of church, R&B. Jazz, gospel, and then there's a lot of preachers' kids in our band too. I don't know how that.
That's his fault.
I don't know how preachers' kids just meet each other.
We're a clan. We just we find our tribe, and it becomes a thing. That's what happens. So how are you received with the churches? Because I know that you perform in churches sometimes, and when you're doing your gospel influenced music. Are you getting pushback because it's such an R&B twist or jazz twist to it that's not gospel related? Do you get that pushback?
Well, we for this project, we haven't done performances in too many actual church organizations. It's more of like people will kind of come to see us, but then we have some people inviting us saying, oh, we got to get you out of ministry, because when you say, depending on, you know, a number of things, I think people don't always know what to expect.
Right.
And they'll say, well, who are these people? The Baylor Project, okay. And then they'll come see, and then they'll get it, and they say, oh, okay, so it makes sense because it's a shared experience. It's like, yeah, you're in a jazz club, but you may sing a song, a hallelujah song, that somehow strangely makes sense in that setting according to our set of influences and our musical experiences. So it resonates with them as well. So I think at the end of the day, when whatever it is that you're presenting is true and authentic to who you are, it's gonna make sense and it's gonna resonate to the person listening to it, because it's like a person-to-person connection. Even though we're on stage, somebody's in the audience, that's what it boils down to, whether you're playing drums, singing, playing a saxophone, or whatever it is that you're delivering to the people. It's a person-to-person exchange. So they feed off of what we're giving them, but we also feed off of what they're giving us as an audience. And so they just, thankfully, they get it.
They do get it. And we got it. We got it here on the Capital Jazz Super Cruise. Let me tell you, baby, we got it. So, Marcus, who are some of the other musicians that you perform with? I mean, I know you always have an upright bass player. Who are some of the other key musicians?
On the piano is Terry Brewer. He's from Baltimore, Maryland. We met in New York City.
Oh, wow.
He went to Manhattan School of Music, and we played together back in the day. And such an amazing musician. We reconnected after 15 years. He was playing at a church back home at his hometown in Baltimore, and so it was great to get him out here to start playing with us. And then on saxophone is Keith Loftus. I went to college with him. He's toured the world with Ray Charles, Roy Hargrove. I mean, the list goes on. And then Richie Goods on bass, who's toured with Chris Bodie, Margaret Miller. I mean, even early on, Brian McKnight. I mean, it goes on and on.
The musicianship is fantastic when you just hear all that sound together. It's just fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. So I know we've got to wrap this up. I just wanted to hear about your next project. What can we expect?
Oh, we're so excited about it because we just started working on it. We're about 3 songs in, and we got a bunch more to go. But it's going to be almost like a continuation of the journey.
Volume 2.
Definitely volume 2. But with a little more maybe twists and turns in it musically. You're going to go a little deeper into those musical influences and roots, but it's definitely going to be another story about who we are and even extensions of who we are in terms of our greater circle of influences and family and that sort of thing, because we're just communal people.
I love it. I love it.
You know, and the other thing about, to add to that, what's even great about this cruise that we all share, a lot of us are independent artists. And so with that, we have our own label, Be a Light, in which we spend a lot of Gene's money.
I don't know where he's got. I ain't got no money. What is he talking about?
Right, you still owe me for when we was dating, and you got that boot on your car. She owe me $600, Jodine.
It's actually $700, brother. It's about
Yeah,
700 and
well,
something.
look at, you know, sometimes you have rough days.
Let me tell you something.
No, I'm just playing.
Let me tell you something.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Debt paid, baby.
Oh man, so I ain't getting that money back.
I said yes.
But any case, we did this on our own label, Be a Light, and it's just been amazing. And to start this process again for the second album, man, we are really excited.
Perfect.
We're really excited.
Last 2 questions. Where can people find your music right now?
Just go to thebaylorproject.com. It'll tell you where to go to all the digital sites, and also, we have our CD up on CD Baby, and you can check out our music on Facebook. Yeah, if you want a hard
Check out
copy.
their
Yeah.
Facebook.
Twitter.
Me and my friends always talk about the Baylor Project needs their own TV show. So please follow them on Instagram and Facebook and all the social media places where you go get your social media, because you guys are amazing together. It's just the funniest
If
thing.
you produce it, we'll do it. Boom.
Oh, let me tell y'all something.
What happens on the Capital Jazz?
Let me tell y'all something. Jodine told us about the Capital Jazz Cruise some years back, but not just that. At the beginning of us doing independent projects, she had Jodene's Corner. That's how far back we
Yes.
go.
That's how far
So
back
this
we
is
go.
family. This is
Thank
family
you.
here. This is family. I remember
Absolutely.
when you moved,
Yeah.
you know, moved
Yeah.
up to the city and all
Yeah.
that. Come on, somebody.
It's-
Come on, this family.
It's family. It's family.
Yes,
Well,
most
thank you guys so much for being here on the Capital Jazz Super Cruise. It's so good to see you guys, experiencing you here on this ship.
Yes,
And your
yes,
music
yes.
was just everything that I needed. So
Oh
thank
my
you so much.
God. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Jody.
This is the Baylor Project, Jodine Dorsey, and you're watching Capital Jazz TV.